So this is the LordSkunk.com top 10 list of the week, sponsored by Loot Crate. Get 10% off from LordSkunk at http://lordskunk.com/Loot Crate, or you can just go to LordSkunk.com/Loot Crate. It's that easy. So let's take a look at the top 10 list. Now, this is technically a top 9 list, is it not?
Well, technically, it is a top 6 list of the ships,
And
and
then
then we're going to rank. Yeah, then we're going to rank the capital ships for you. So I don't know if you caught that before we lost the stream there, but yeah, that's what this one is, because we thought it's a little early. No one still figured this all out. So top 6, and then we're going to rank the capitals for you.
All right, top 6. Now, keep in mind you do need 5 dark side and 5 light side ships. And this is the capital ships and ships to start farming first early game guide notes. Ships are a huge, rapidly evolving content expansion that has forced us to consider farming characters we were trying to ignore and giving us yet another opportunity to immerse ourselves in the world of Star Wars. When faced with a huge number of options of where to farm first, this is a list that gives some general direction to go with early on in the game. All right, so let's take a look. So now we're starting at number 6, okay? So number 6 are the characters, and then we'll get into the capital ships in a minute. So number 6, Geonosian Soldier Starfighter. This is a dark side ship, a perfect pairing with an Akbar lead. Geonosian Soldier provides and assists beefy health and protection, and a Captain Phasma-like ability to attack outside of his turn. Stick him with other separatists for maximum damage. You can get him in fleet shipments, galactic war shipments, 9D light side hard node for Geonosian Soldier Starfighter. Coming in at number 5, Darth Maul's Scimitar. It's a dark side ship. This ship is a long, slow farm, but if you have a geared Maul, you will be rewarded with a dynamic reinforcement ship that hides damaged allies, provides huge damage buffs to the whole team, and spam targets lock on enemy reinforcements right as they enter the battle. The only way to get Darth Maul Scimitar currently is through fleet shipments or if you purchase the data cards. Number 4, Poe Dameron's X-Wing. Poe Dameron's X-Wing is a light side ship. This ship would be much higher on the list if it was easier to farm. Poe's self-buffs Foresight has enormous special damage to damaged foes and is a fast and tanky to boot. Bring him in as a reinforcement or buff him with Retribution and you will get a huge damage at low star levels. Again, this is a ship that's only available in fleet shipments or in the fleet data cards. First Order TIE Fighter. A dark side ship, massive damage on the special attack with the ability to immediately reset the cooldown and a chance to double tap the basic attack. This glass cannon is a perfect assist with huge burst damage potential. His biggest downside is that he is the only first order ship, so synergy outside of Akbar assist bonus is unlikely in the future. Fleet shipments, galactic war shipments for this ship. Biggs Darklighter X-Wing. It says dark side, but it's actually a light side, so there's a little flub there. Biggs is a meta arena character, and so it is only fitting that his ship is a force when paired with target locking attackers, protection buffs, and retribution. The only auto taunt in the game whose pilot is farmable, he will be a key member of your arena and ship arena teams for the foreseeable future. Fleet shipments, galactic war shipments. Number 1, Jedi Counselor Starfighter. It's a light side ship. There was no greater shame than announcing in guild chat that your Jedi Counselor is Gear 11. The character that helped drag you through the first Galactic Wars before being left on the curbside is back with the most flexible, useful, and easily farmable ship around. His assist allows you to select the attacker and grant it protection bonuses. His heal will help you 3-star your light side challenges. There is no better early game ship around. Fleet shipments, Galactic War shipments, 8B Dark Side Hard Node for Jedi Counselor Starfighter. Okay, now we're going to look at the capital ships. Coming in at number 3, there's only 3, so bottom on the list, Mace Windu's Endurance. A capital ship with an AoE that requires target lock, a single target buff that is easily countered, and a buff that relies on your team being heavily damaged. This ship is a hot mess. The only use is unlocking the ship enhancement droid challenge. Grand Moff Tarkin's Executrix. Capital ship with enormous buffs to Empire ships and a devastating ultimate with widespread target lock. This ship is limited by the small number of Empire ships available. And take a wild guess who's going to come in at number 1. Believe it or not, it's going to be Admiral Akbar's Home 1. A capital ship that grants assist, buffs assisting attackers, and has a dominant ultimate ability. Without an Empire fleet readily available, this capital ship is the best option by a huge margin. So there you have it. We get this question all the time about ships. Who should I go for? What should I do? What are the synergies? Which we'll get into more in a few minutes here when we get into the guide. But this gives you a great overview. And let's see. Final thoughts. Worst 3 ships to farm in the early game. So this is a little bonus for you. Worst 3 ships to farm in the early game. For every good choice, there's always a bad choice. These ships may be amazing months from now, but right now your resources are better spent elsewhere. Number 1 is 5's Umbaran Starfighter. Always read the fine print. This ship has enormous damage potential, but his basic grants big turn meter gains to his target and does not become effective until well leveled. This ship should be avoided at all costs until you have nothing else to spend on. Number 2, Millennium Falcon from Episode 7. Unless you are extremely lucky or extremely generous in your contributions to capital games, this ship will be on the shelf. If you do decide to finish for an unlock, realize that getting this ship to 7 stars is a pricey endeavor and requires maximizing Finn and otherwise useless character. Keep your sights on something more reliable, like Millennium Falcon Episode 4, maybe? Number 3, Bistan's U-Wing. This is a good ship that can be used on a variety of squads to stealth, buff damage, spread target lock, and spread massive team-wide turn meter gain. To get the ship to be effective, you need to gear Pathfinder, a rarely used character, then farm and gear Bistan, which sacrifices fleet shipment currency, and then farm Scimitar and Geonosian Spy. Save your time and energy and stick with something else. So there you have it. What are your guys' thoughts on the capital ships and ships to farm first early game guide?
So yeah, the Jedi Counselors obviously, well, for me, has been the most common thing that comes up in Ship Arena or in Cantina and all that kind of stuff, where you can get their, sorry, not Cantina, Arena shipments that come in, and the Galactic War shipments. He comes up the most often. Like, you can sometimes have 2 slots for him, so he's a really easy farm. And in terms of what we were saying before, of it's an early guide and it's evolving. We're saying that Mace Windu's ship is probably the worst capital ship right now, but I just ran into the top 10 and there's one in there and I could not get past him. He seemed to have like incredible speed and would get a capital ship assist like every 2 moves, and I just couldn't beat him because I would just time out. So we still don't quite know what's good and what's not, but right now on the surface early game, that's what it seems to be.
Yeah, I was going to add to that as well. That is a great starting guide, but as you get like Rex's ship and the Republic ships geared up, Mace Windu is the best offensive capital ship in the game. You can keep giving turn meter and taunts, and no one can beat you. So that is late game if you're going for a defensive strategy, and it's good for challenges as well.
Yeah, it's a little further down the line, but if you're starting out and you're not spending a whole lot and you're taking your time, which most people are probably going to be, this is a good place to get started. But just bear in mind, things will change and are going to evolve, because that's just the nature of the beast. So this is a good ground level to come in on. It's not going to do you any harm to have this as your foundation, but be aware that you will be chasing metas just like any other part of the game.
And also, Akbar is a great raid character too. So most people have him geared. So
yep, that's true. Why. Now, Ariston, you unlocked the advanced X1, right? Darth Vader ship?
I did, and on offense, it is a blast to play, especially if you get the rarer ships like Slave 1 and even 5's ship, because the target lock doesn't go away as long as he's alive. So you can just keep giving target lock, and then one of your abilities that hits everything with target lock just decimates their whole team. So on offense, it's a blast to play. Now on defense, they could probably target it down very quickly, so it might not stay very long. But I paired it with a couple of auto taunts like Wigs and Sun Fac, so it's a great ship. It's a lot of fun to play.
Nice. And what did you get it completely 7-starred?
No, I got it 4-star, but even if I got it 7-star, I don't have nearly enough ship credits to even star it. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. It is very expensive to do that. We'll get into that here in just a minute on the guide. Once we break into that section, any last comments on the capital ships and the ship's early game guide?
It was a great guide,
No, I
actually.
think
Does anybody else find that there's not enough credits at all for these ships?
Yeah, it's like we'll get into that here in a minute. When we get into that guide, I think it's like 5 million credits to rank up a ship. Now there's no credit heist for ships yet, so makes it very difficult. So this
is.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say it is in the ship resources. A lot of people miss that. It's a new tab.
Yeah, if you buy the packs.
Yeah, so when you go to the data cards now, you used to lay them all out in one big swipe across kind of row, but now they split it up in the update. So they've done a little sorting out. Now all your resources, so that's credits and ship credits and all the bits and pieces. Obviously, if you're only in the ship store, those will come up. But when you're just in the main area, there is a tab for resources, which will get you to that kind of stuff. So it hasn't disappeared, and you
Yeah,
can get
it looks
ship
pretty
credits
expensive.
out of.
I was looking at
It
it.
is.
Yeah.
It's the only place you can buy that sorter for free is Cantina. It's in there and it comes up at 200 Cantina credits or 400 for either I think it's like 42K or
42,000. Yeah.
84K,
Yeah, 84.
That was
respectively.
84.
So yeah, I'm
Well,
still
the
haven't
two
quite
buys
figured
are
out if
pretty.
that's good value or not. So
Yeah. So if you see someone with
Nothing else.
max ships, that's how they got it. Just if anybody was
Yeah.
curious, they had to spend a lot of crystals on those credits. So
Spend those
Yeah,
dollar bills, y'all. This is another TeamSkunk.com presentation brought to you by Mac Media Artist Collective and sponsored by Loot Crate. Get 10% off from Lord Skunk at lordskunk.com/Loot Crate. Get your Loot Crate for Christmas, baby.